Private TV in London. Live stream with confidence. Content is king. Welcome to another epic video. Your host is Frank Bello. Let's get started.
Yes, hi. Hi, everyone. Yes, good evening. Good evening to you all out there, my avid viewers, listeners, and everyone around the globe. Yes, as you can see, this is my very first broadcast in the new year in 2026, and looking at the date, you can clearly see it is Thursday, the 8th day of January 2028, 26. 8th of January 2026. I'm thinking far ahead of each and every one of you. Yes, I am your host. Frank Bello is my name. Terrible name that a lot of people are scared of. Yes, many refused to interact with me and voiced their anger. And by the time in London, it is 2016, as you can see right in front of your screen as well. The very first podcast in the new year 2026. Yes, I really want to show my appreciation to my constant avid viewers on this channel for their support, in as much as this channel is a non-monetization channel on both Facebook and YouTube and many of our social media feeds, especially Facebook and YouTube, where our presence is well felt across the whole world. Yes, I believed very strongly that many of you, perhaps the silent ones who listen to the program and never subscribe or follow us on our channels on Facebook and YouTube, are not really encouraging us, and particularly myself, and that's why I've been reluctant in bringing you some of the finest of the gist and some of the raw and unfiltered information on my channel, both Facebook and YouTube. If you really want to encourage us so that the algorithm within both Facebook and YouTube can recommend the stream and many of our videos to other people that might share the same social interest as you on the social media, then the message we're trying to get across to you will go a long way. That's number one. Number two, it will empower a lot of people, if you know exactly what I am talking about. Now, you're all welcome to tonight's show, Thursday, the 8th day of January 2026, our very, very first podcast in the new year. and I seriously hope to interact with a handful of you if you so wish to interact with me. See, those days when we used to give out freebies to a lot of people, you will find crowd coming in because they wanted to win something. But since I decided, let's see who and who will be loyal to this channel henceforth, then the viewers plummeted. It doesn't really matter to me. I know for some people in Nigeria, in location 9, I know it is tough and it is very difficult because data can cost a lot of money, and for them to actually watch the show from the beginning to the end might be a little bit of a problem or havoc to many of them. I feel for them because in the first instance, that was the reasons why we decided in those podcasts to give out freebies to many of you, most especially those viewers in Nigeria. But now that the real nitty-gritty of the hard part of broadcasting is all about, that is when I then discovered true loyalty. And I can honestly tell you, I've got two names at the top of my head that are very sincere and genuine to listen to this show anytime. Number one is Anibolaji. Number two, Yemi Foluke. And number three, I think she is in Nigeria. Her name is going to come into my head very soon. But I know those that are regular with me, that anytime I come on live or anytime I post new videos, they always watch it. Some of them will be so annoyed that they will even comment. You're all welcome to the stream. Let's get started. And what we have to talk about this glorious night live in London is Nigeria in Flame, episode number 6. We started the series, and without any shadow of doubt, we're going to continue with the serialization of Nigeria in Flame. I just don't even know why the spiritual source of all creation gave me that inspiration to always chat to you guys about exactly what is happening. Now, please try and interact with me. If you don't interact with me to let me know that you are on board, it's difficult for me to know your presence. At least when you come, please tell me you are in, and I will in no doubt acknowledge you, even if I am engrossed in the stream. Yes, I've not been coming very regularly on the live stream. Your encouragement is not good enough, and if you're not encouraging the platform to give more breathtaking information that is beyond the headlines, then why am I keeping sleepless nights? Why am I going through all those research just for you to get empowered so that you know exactly what is happening right inside location 9, Nigeria? Yes, we're going into episode 6 of the topic we ignited earlier on, Nigeria in Flame, episode 6. As you come in, please let me see you online. Okay, I've got the other device there that I'm using to monitor exactly who has been silent. Good evening. You're welcome. Episode 6. Episode 06, Nigeria in Flame. If someone should perhaps say to me that this same episode will be serialized, I'll say no. But God, in His infinite goodness and mercy, always direct the directions at which I ought to go at any given point in time. Yes, and I am indeed very grateful to the Almighty Superior Being who is above all other things on this planet. I appreciate my Maker, my spiritual source, to whom I will subsequently return after the end of my sojourn this plane of existence. I've always accepted that there is one supernatural being that is out there in the space that travels with me all the time. Yes, Anibolaji, I can spot you. I mentioned your name earlier on, that you are one of my avid viewers and listeners. 3 of you, yourself, Anibolaji, Yemi Foluke, and I'm still trying to figure out the 3rd name that is in Nigeria. And I know for a I don't really have problems with some of you. Now, guys, Nigeria in Flame, episode 6. Now, I've always been asking, where exactly did we come from as Nigerians? As Nigerians, where exactly did we come from? Where are we right now? How did we get to where we got to right now? Terrible questions that requires great answers. Lastly, where should we go? What's the way forward? Let me put this forward for you. We're going to start from here. Now, look at this. Many of you will remember this particular Wazobia. Wazobia. Perhaps for the benefit of those that were not born at the time Wazobia was coined out of Nigeria. Don't forget, where did we come from? How did we get to the place we are? And what is the alternative remedy, the solution for us to move ahead? Now, Wazobia, for those that were not born and does not understand what Wazobia was all about, you see, the friction in existence right all the way from colonization to independence and post-independence Nigeria was all about bonding the entire contraption called Nigeria together into one piece. And the fusion refused to work because the fake, dodgy Nigeria was an amalgamation of several nations made up into one, most especially the 1914 amalgamation that Lugard fraudulently molded us together, the Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate, for administrative purpose. It never stopped there. Wazobia was then coined up during the military era because of the tension from the post-colonial era to the different coups that followed Nigeria's history. So Wazobia was a fusion of the three regionally recognized local languages in Nigeria. And as you can see, Wa in Yoruba simply means come. Number one. This was then followed by Zo in Hausa language, which also means come, Zomana. And then Bia in Igbo, which also means come. So the three words Wazobia means come in their respective language. But why? The question, I juggled my brain along the line. Why can't this word, why did we have Wa as number one, Zo as number two, and then Bia as number three? Why can't this be Zoabia? Zo first, Wa, and then Bia, or Bia Wazo. Wazobia seem to make a lot of sense. So for me, that means that the Yoruba race, they've got active participation in making sure that that nasty piece of a contraption called Nigeria is held together. So without the Yorubas, there can be no Nigeria, because the day the Yorubas decide they are done, Nigeria is gone for good. The Hausas, they know. But the Yorubas are the most probably smartest of all the ethnic origins that made up that contraption called Nigeria. I'm not saying this because I'm a very proud conservative Yoruba man. I'm a very proud conservative Yoruba man, and left to me, to be very honest with you, I don't want to be inside that hopeless contraption called Nigeria anymore. If we have to be there, then President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should restructure that ridiculous Nigeria back to the 1960-1963 regional formation, or alternatively southwest, south-south, southeast, north-central, northeast, and northwest. It's already been broken down, even by the military, by Sani Abacha. But for me to now say to you that I love Nigeria, you are wasting your time. I don't love Nigeria and will never pray for Nigeria. Not this lifetime. The days are gone that I thought we can still salvage the damage that's been done to that ridiculous contraption called Nigeria since 1966. Love Doris, good evening. Ridiculous. You see, they know me too well. Even those that are at the corridors of power, they know me. And they know that Frank Bello is a no-nonsense man. Your country has been bastardized a long time. And part of the remnants that you lot have to pay for is the mere fact that many of you still don't believe that Muhammadu Buhari died. The biggest of the problems of Nigeria was in 2017. Let me remind you, I've carefully made up another video that will take you through the steps to prove my point, and unless and otherwise, the powers that be in Nigeria can come out. I know they've got their own secrets, but I know for a fact that very, very soon, the fake Muhammadu Buhari was ruling that was mess that we are right now, that many people benefited under his death, will come to light. Now, guys, I've made this special video for you lot to check exactly what's been going on. Watch that video clip that's coming. Watch it very well, because I am not going to stop from what I believe it is right and it is the truth. Here it is. Oh, Biggie talks out. Biggie Methuselah. Nice to have you tonight. Yes, between the real and the fake Muhammadu Buhari 2018 to 2019. These are part of the same problem. This is not going to go away. Yes, look at those three pictures.
All through ages, prophets are God's voice of the conscience to nations. And prophetic intervention is God's age-long solution for the rescue of any nation whenever besieged by principalities and powers, resulting in dehumanization and destruction of lives as we have it today in Nigeria. How can a nation with an army of intelligent citizens who are imparting the nations of the world with their knowledge be held spellbound like this country? How can the largest nation in the world be heading for perpetual slavery without people knowing it? This disturbing information came from the Nation's newspaper of Tuesday, November 27, 2018. Written by one Olatunji Dare, exploded with authoritative assertions, he said, claiming, among others, that President Buhari had died in the UK in 2017 where he was undergoing medical treatment. How? That the entrenched cabal in Aso Rock had procured a Buhari double in Sudan and pressed him into service as Nigeria's president. What? That representative of the Jubril family, that is the supposed impostor, having discovered the gigantic swindle, suddenly showed up in Abuja the other day and demanded to be compensated with a power-sharing arrangement at the federal level in perpetuity, plus 50% of Nigeria's oil revenues for 10 years in the first instance. Now, that was on the back page of the Nations of Tuesday, 27th of November. That, and I quote, failing these, they would tell their story to the whole world. He further stated that the Nigerian authorities have entered into frantic negotiations with Jubri's family to head off what is sure to be the world's dirtiest and worst kept secret, he said. And he concluded by saying that Britain is mediating. So far, to my knowledge, no official statement has refuted this claim, which simply implies Nigeria may truly be up for sale. The question is, has Nigeria now suddenly become a population of fools?
Oh, yes.
I believe it's time to come away from our slumber and salvage this nation from slavery. If this evil tide is not dealt with quickly and decisively, Nigeria may be about to be recolonized the second time, and this time by another African country. What a shame and what a misfortune that will be, God forbid. You know, when we pray, we must be sensitive to the ongoings. If this is true, I wish it's not. But the word authoritative that the writer wrote was what caught my attention. If everything going on today, particularly this outburst from the Nation's newspaper of 27th November 2018, are mere speculations, then let our president address the nation right away to clear the air. This same call has been made by two one-time leaders of this nation, President Olusegun Obasanjo and General Salami Abubakar. But if the president will not address the nation on a subject as sensitive as this, it must have been proved beyond any iota of doubt that maybe he's not our president. On this note, we are going to rise and pray. Stand to your feet. Lord, rescue Nigeria from devastation. Deliver Nigeria from slavery. of this nation. Destroy the hold of evil men on our nation. Deliver this nation from shame and reproach. Everybody pray.
Yes, Buhari between the real and the fake Muhammadu 2018 to 2019. Let's listen to another prophetic message from the IRM. That was Bishop David Oyedepo, who exposed the fake Muhammadu Buhari in Aso Rock.
Vice President of Nigeria, His Excellency Yemi Osinbajo, ẹ̀yin Olúwarómisí. Olúwarómisí yín, ó ní kí n sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ ṣe nǹkan mẹ́ta gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúwa fi hàn mí. Ègbé ni fún ẹni tí a kò fi rán tó ń wíwí asán. Ègbé ni fún ẹni tí a kò fi hàn tó ń wíwí asán. Olúwarómisí Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Èyí ni Wednesday, April 13, 2022. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Olúwa fi hàn mí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúwa ti fi hàn mí mọ́jú èmi. Mo rí pé àti dé Àbújá àbí àti wá sí Àbújá ní ìdábújá débi pé màá sọ pé bóyá àbí màá wọ mọ́tò wá sí àbí mo fẹ́ mọ ẹni tí mo fẹ́ lọ bá kó tó di pé mo rí yín. Kò jẹ́ kí n rán ọ̀rọ̀ ìsinmi lórí mídíà. Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ bá ti ń wò ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bá mi share ẹ jẹ́ kó kan Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Olúwa ló rán mi sí wọn. A fi hàn mí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run, gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti fi hàn mí.
Wednesday, 13th April 2022.
Mo rí wípé mo wọnú ààfin lọ. Mo rí Vice President Osinbajo. Wọ́n jókòó sórí chair. Nígbà tí wọ́n jókòó, mo gbọ̀ wọ́n lọ́wọ́, wọ́n gbọ̀ mí lọ́wọ́. Mo wá rò pé ìyẹn mi náà Vice President Osinbajo máa ní mo gbọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí. Wọ́n bá kí mi, wọ́n bá gbé ayò ọlọ́pọ́n sílẹ̀. Nígbà tí wọ́n gbé ayò ọlọ́pọ́n sílẹ̀, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ta ayò ọlọ́pọ́n tèmi àti wọn. Wọ́n tún da ọmọ ayò rẹpẹtẹ sílẹ̀ pé kájọ máa tayò. Bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tayò pẹ̀lú wọn. Ẹ̀kan náà ni wọ́n wá yọwọ́ kúrò nínú ayò yẹn. Nígbà tí wọ́n máa yọwọ́ kúrò níbẹ̀, mo rí i pé n bá pè wọ́n pé ẹ̀sà jáde wọ́n ní pọ̀ dá mi lóhùn wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n mo wá rí wọn pé láàárín inú yàrá kájọ wà yẹn tó jẹ́ ààfin yẹn, pálásì yẹn, mo rí i pé wọ́n yọ nǹkan kan bíi láìlọ́ọ̀nù blue kan. Láìlọ́ọ̀nù blue yẹn wọ́n ṣe fà á yọ bá wọn kọ̀ pé àwọn fúnra wọn ló pe Jesus, wọ́n ṣe yọ bá wọn Jesus. Máa ń wò wọ́n. Nínú láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn, mo wá rí wípé láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn ti ya lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Bí láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn ṣe ya lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, mo wá rí wípé aláǹgbá ló wà nínú láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n mo aláǹgbá yẹn, wọ́n ń sáré láti jáde kàtàkàtà lọ sí wọn jáde. Nígbà táwọn wá fi gbà táwọn gbé jáde, táwa rí, mo wá rí wípé nínú láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn, aláǹgbá ńlá kan ó ti kú, ó ti wú, ó fẹ́ òkú kó bẹ́, ó ti wú. Mo wá rí aláǹgbá kan ìmí, ó wá gùn lé bí kókókùnrin pàdé yẹn láti bá a sùn, láti bá a jọṣepọ̀. Aláǹgbá yẹn wá ràdàgbò. Aláǹgbá mi náà tún wá gùn yẹn náà lórí. Aláǹgbá mi náà tún gùn àwọn tó bí mẹ́rin àbí márùn lórí aláǹgbá tó ti kú yẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló tún rí aláǹgbá mi ìyẹn jáde léfò kọ́kọ́. Àwọn aláǹgbá mi méjì kan tún léfò kọ́kọ́ pé kíní kan mo bá ń wò wọ́n nínú láìlọ́ọ̀nù yẹn. Bí mo ṣe máa ń wọ àwọn aláǹgbá yẹn àti tó ti kú ẹ̀yọ̀ kan ló ti kú bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn kéékèèké bí wà àtàwọn ńláńlá mi wá àwọn wà níbẹ̀. But mo ń wò wọ́n. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà mo wá rí wípé mo tún wá pọ̀ tún rí bá rí Vice President Yemi Osinbajo wọ́n bá tún kúrò wọ́n tún bọ́ sí apá ọ̀tún. Mo wá rí gbogbo alamọ abọ́ àjàṣẹ́, ìdérí abọ́ àjàṣẹ́. Mo kàn rí pé lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà wọ́n kàn fa ìdérí abọ́ àjàṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n kàn fàyọ. Bí wọ́n ṣe fàyọ ni máa rí wípé wọ́n bá mú aṣọ kan wọ́n bá fi nu ìdérí abọ́ àjàṣẹ́ yẹn ló bá jáde lọ kúrò nínú yàrá yẹn. Mo wá wò pé kí ló dé mo wá wo yàrá yẹn wá skátà ó kú fún nǹkan ẹ alábàápín tó ọkọ rí yẹn ọkọ jẹ́ bí ẹ̀gbin wọn ní aṣọ yẹ kí gbogbo yàrá yìí wá rí báyìí ni ó yẹ kí yàrá yìí rí báyìí kí ló dé tí ó fi rí báyìí bí mo ṣe wá jí nìyẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí gbogbo wa ti mọ̀ àwọn wòlíì ìṣáájú tó bá rí ìran wọn máa ń ní ìtumọ̀ gbogbo wòlíì tó bá ti rí ìran dàbí òwe fún ènìyàn ni ẹni tó bá ti wá mọ̀ ọ́ ló bá ti rí ó bá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀mí olúwa máa tú fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin wòlíì àgbáyé tẹ̀ ń wo fídíò yìí mo bẹ̀ yín tí ó bá kàn ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò vice president his excellency Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò tó bá ti dọ́dọ̀ wọn bóyá ẹ tún lè bá mi tú fún wọn ju bí èmi ṣe tún máa tú lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe tún tú fún èmi gan lọ lórúkọ Jésù gbogbo a máa rà àdúgbà. ìdí tí mo fi sáré fídíò yìí ni wípé Bíbélì sọ fún mi wípé ìwé Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 1 títí dé 5 ó sọ wípé tí ìdá bá ń bọ̀ ó ní kí abẹ́ni kan ṣe olùṣọ́ àgùntàn kó fún ìpè ni mò ń fún yìí fún vice president olùṣọ́ àgùntàn kó má dàbí vice president Ọ̀ṣínbàjò kó má dàbí wípé àbí olùbọ́lùbá tẹ̀sẹ̀ fún mi yẹn mo ti jíṣẹ́ tèmi ọ̀rọ̀ mi ti mọ́ kó má dàbí kó lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan mi ò fi ṣe nǹkan kan mi ò kọ́rẹ́ǹtì nínú nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà mi ò kọ́rẹ́ǹtì nínú Bíbélì gẹ́gẹ́ bí olúwaṣẹ́rán wòlíì Mẹ̀káyà orí ìran ẹ̀ ó lẹ̀ sọ ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúwa ti fi rán mi nígbà tí mo béèrè ẹ̀mí Olúwa sọ wípé ayò tí mo rí pé ajọ́ ń ta yẹn òun ni wípé kán yọ owó kúrò nínú wípé àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan tayò kán má dúró wípé àwọn play game àbáwọn play game lórí lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ àwọn àtẹnìkọ́jọ́ ń play game kán yọ owó kúrò nínú game tó bá ń bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan kan play lákòókò yìí àkókò yìí ṣe kì í ṣe àkókò game kán yọ owó kúrò nínú géèmù àbí àwọn ṣe kíní kan òun ni ayò alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ yẹn ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ní talangba yẹn ńlá tó ti kú yẹn àti àwọn tó tún wá gùn lé àtàwọn tó lẹ́fù kankan yẹn òun ni wípé àṣírí kan wà lọ́wọ́ wọn vice president Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò àṣírí kan wà lọ́wọ́ yín tó yọ wípé wọ́n sì lọ ó wà láàrin pálásì yẹn tẹ́ ẹ bá ti gbé e jáde ó ti já láìlọ́nù yẹn ti jáde lẹ́bí mo ṣe àwọn èèyàn ti mọ̀ ọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ìgbọ́n rí kí nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò tí ì rí ìdí òfin tó ṣùgbọ́n ọwọ́ yín ló wà tẹ́ ẹ bá ti gbé jáde next lẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ bá ti gbé àṣírí yẹn jáde pé wá òkúta táwọn kò mọ́lẹ̀ látijọ́ yìí ẹsẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n ẹ fi wọn.
Ikú Muhammadu Buhari in 2017.
tí ó ń gbìyànjú asán ìgbésẹ̀ tí kò ní tó sọ tinú rẹ̀.
Muhammadu Buhari's death in 2017.
àwọn ilé ló ń bínú nípa àṣírí yẹn ẹnìkan ti kú òkú kan ti kú alágbá yẹn ọkàn lórí lásán ni wọn lè ṣe ní kankan ẹkàn di ọkàn yín mú mo mọ̀ pé Kristi wà pẹ̀lú mi torí pé ẹ dárúkọ Jésù nínú ẹ̀mí yẹn ṣùgbọ́n mo rí wípé abíùdì yín awé ní agbára mo rí pé agbára yín ṣe tó lójú mo rí pé bọ́ọ̀dì yín ní mo ṣe rí nínú ayé ọ̀tọ̀ but mo rí nínú ẹ̀mí pé ti di alágbára Ọlọ́run tó rí ní agbára ṣùgbọ́n láti lè fi gba next kẹta yẹn tí ń ṣe ìdérí agbá àjàṣẹ́ ni pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ mú yín borí tábà gbá bọ́ sílẹ̀ tá a bá dé orí ẹ̀ àbọ̀ lásán nìyẹn kò sí mú lẹ́rìí pé kò sí fìlà lórí yín nínú ọ̀ràn yẹn kò tí sí fìlà lórí yín ṣùgbọ́n ìdérí yẹn tẹ́ fi fàyọ yẹn Olúwa fẹ́ dé yín ládé Olúwa fẹ́ mú kí ẹ borí ẹgbẹ́ bá ní ìdérí lọ́wọ́ òun ló ṣe kí òun ló borí lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀ máa borí vice president Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ẹ máa borí ẹ wá lọ ṣe nǹkan mẹ́ta yẹn kí ibi tí ẹ lọ kó lè ṣe kí ni kó lè rọrùn àṣírí tó wà lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ yọwọ́ kúrò ní géèmù tí wọ́n bá tẹ̀ ń play ẹ yọwọ́ lákòókò yìí torí lẹ́yìn tẹ́ bá ti yọwọ́ àṣírí tó wà lọ́wọ́ yẹn tẹ́ ẹ bá ti fi hàn lẹ́yìn yẹn kẹlẹ ṣe kí ni kẹlẹ jọba kẹlẹ borí lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀ máa borí mo sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí láti lè fi jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ̀ pé àdúrà tẹ́ ń gbà ní kọ̀kọ̀ mi ò mọ àdúrà tẹ́ gbà mí mọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ti dúró síwájú Ọlọ́run ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ wípé Ọlọ́run ṣe kí ni Ọlọ́run ti dáhùn àdúrà yìí tẹ́ ẹ bá ti lè gbégbèsè yìí mo mọ̀ wípé máa borí Ọlọ́run yóò sì tèmi ládé lórúkọ Jésù gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ń wo fídíò yìí mo bẹ̀ yín mo gbọ́ ẹ̀yin ẹ̀jọ̀ ẹ bá mi ṣíà ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó kan vice president Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá tún lè tú ìran yẹn dáadáa ẹ̀jọ̀ ẹ bá mi tú fún wọn ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n mọ nǹkan tí ẹ̀mí Olúwa wí mi ò sọ̀rọ̀ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé mi ò mọ̀ wọ́n rí mi ò rí mú wọn pé vice president wọn vice president Nàìjíríà náà jẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n mi ìdásọ́rọ̀ tèmi mi ìdábòjá rí mi ò mọ ohun tó ń ṣe níbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n bó bá ṣe kí mi lọ nínú ẹ̀mí òun ni mo ṣe ṣe kí ni mo ṣe fi wọn nísìnyí torí pé kí n má bàa jẹ̀bi àtẹ̀ràn mi sí wọn so lórúkọ Jésù Kristi gbogbo ohun tí ẹ̀ ń là kọjá Ọlọ́run yóò mú yín borí nàìjíríà yóò gba àlàáfíà, ìrọ̀rùn máa dé bá nàìjíríà yìí, ayọ̀ máa dé, ìrànlọ́wọ́ máa dé, ìbùkún máa dé, a máa jọrọ̀ rí lórúkọ Jésù. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ nàìjíríà àtọ́rí àkàlejò lórúkọ Jésù, a máa jọrọ̀, nàìjíríà yóò ní ìsinmi, yóò ní àlàáfíà lọ́wọ́ ogun, ọ̀gbọ́n gbogbo nǹkan tó wọ́n lórúkọ Jésù yóò di ẹ̀rọ ní orúkọ Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa. Àmín, àmín, àmín lórúkọ Jésù. Àlàáfíà fún nàìjíríà.
Yes, Muhammadu Buhari, may you rot in hell. Yes, I'm saying that. Muhammadu Buhari, may you rot in hellfire. Let's look at the video once again and examine, based on the write-up that Bishop David Oyedepo exposed on the article that was published in the Nation's newspaper in 2018. In 2018, because Bishop David Oyedepo made loads of references to that particular article written by one of the reporters in the Nation's newspaper. Now, first and foremost, let us ask ourselves some critical question. Who owns the Nation newspaper? Number one. Who owns the Nation's newspaper? Of course, you and I know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu owns. He's the owner of the Nation newspaper. And the writer of the article that Bishop David Oyedepo was referencing was working for the Nation's newspaper. How did the writer got hold of the secret and fragile information regarding the presidency? Of course, the answer is clear. The current president that was outside Aso Rock at the time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, knew about the secret, and he was aware of the secret, but he was unable to say it as it is. So one of the writers inside the Nation's newspaper got hold of the secret, and was the writer prosecuted for writing and exposing the fake, dodgy latex Muhammadu Buhari that was in Aso Rock? The answer is no. So also, the vice president at the time, Yemi Osinbajo, was equally aware of the game inside Aso Rock, and he was unable to equally come out to say exactly what his eyes saw inside Aso Rock. You know why? Because they've signed up to a secrecy oath. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being a former governor in Lagos, knew the consequences of the secret oaths he's taking. But at the end of the day, Bola Ahmed Tinubu unable to actually tell the story as it was then at the time. So there was no option other than to use a third party to expose the Jubril, the contracted Jubril from Sudan that the Northerners imposed on Nigeria to act as your own president in 2017 after Muhammadu Buhari died in May 2017 in London. Nigeria is screwed up. Now, fast forward. No, let me rewind. In 2023, Bola Ahmed Tinubu threatened the North that if he's not given the APC ticket, he will expose exactly the contract they signed with the Sudanese impostor in Aso Rock. And that was why the North quickly changed the narratives in 2023. I've got all the details, but they're not here, and I've posted them time after time. In 2027, if we fast forward, is the death of Muhammadu Buhari in 2017 going to be a power game for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to tell the North that, look, I will expose to the whole world that Buhari died in 2017, and the North will then come down to his own level. That is another angle, because as things are, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is not talking, and believe you me, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo knew the score. These are your problems. One of the major setback that you've got in that nasty piece of a contraption called Nigeria let me bring this back home. If we've got the real authentic Muhammadu Buhari in power, do you really think that insecurity in Nigeria will escalate to the level that it got to? The answer is no. And you could hear very clearly in that clip that the writer, to which Bishop David Oyedepo made reference to, that the British were negotiating their own path as well in the demise of the late Muhammadu Buhari. The death of Muhammadu Buhari paved the way for the likes of Malami and many other people in the contraption called Nigeria to steal, loot, and suck Nigeria to its bones. That's why you see them, because the 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari in power. Remember, he passed away in 2017. But what happened was that the death of Umaru Yaradua Yaradua's death taught the Northerners a big lesson, because they were shortchanged of their turn when Obasanjo imposed Umaru Yaradua and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan on Nigeria. Because the North did not finish their own term at the time, meant that they were shortchanged. Now, in the case of Muhammadu Buhari, I came out and I told you guys that Muhammadu Buhari is like a paper in the spiritual world. Muhammadu Buhari is not strong in the spiritual realm. I made a video, a live stream at the time. He was as light as a paper in the spiritual realm. Buhari was attacked spiritually. The real authentic Muhammadu Buhari was attacked spiritually. Where the attack came from, don't ask me. And he never survived, despite the fact that he had medical conditions that was under control. He never survived. He died in the process. And as far as I know, I will continue to to hammer in on the fact that they all knew. Obasanjo knew Buhari died. Babangida knew Buhari died. Abdusalam Abubakar knew Buhari died. All of them in the corridors of power. Bola Tinubu knew. Oshibajo knew Buhari died. I'm not going to deviate from what I believe. It is the truth. The people around Muhammadu Buhari knew. Femi Adesina knew. Garba Shehu knew. All of them knew. But they cover up the death. And in other words, to now bury the death of Muhammadu Buhari that died in 2017, that was why they get, and I streamed and I said they will give you probably a short period of time and then suddenly they will then announce that Buhari is dead. And it come to pass. It happened. Part of the problems you have to solve. But in 2027, am I going to see a situation whereby if the North wants to play a hanky-panky game with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then Bola Ahmed Tinubu's guys will then, not from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu has got dogs out there. Will Bola Ahmed Tinubu's dogs come out to now prove to the world that Muhammadu Buhari died in 2017? I'm waiting for it. Am I going to wait for the fact that Aisha Buhari will even come out to confess and beg Nigerians for forgiveness that her husband died in 2017 and was long buried in Saudi Arabia, and that the casket that was flown in to now deceive you lot was a fake, dodgy Buhari's corpse. 2027 is going to expose a lot of secrets that you have never seen in the Nigerian history. And in Bolaji, you said, yes, it is. When I come out to speak with authority, and I know exactly what I am talking about, and those piece of shit, those piece of trash who marooned themselves as your politicians, they dare not challenge my authority, because I know exactly what I am talking about. You can see all of them blaspheming, talking blah 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 blah, but I am waiting for that day and the moment that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will explode. Not directly from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but from his social media handlers that will tell you that Buhari died. I've got all the records from 2023. Nigeria in flame, and Nigeria is going to go in more flame. It's going to be rough, very, very tough, but a lot of secrets will be unfolded. Trust me. Guys, an hour 19 minutes 38 seconds exactly. Today, Thursday, the 8th day of January 2026. Isabella Onyekonsola Aigbokiki, good evening. Oh, I'm just rounding up. Guys, I am coming back live tomorrow because tomorrow I want to tell you a little bit more about episode 7. And we're going to go into the issue of Dapo Abiodun. We're going to go into the issue of Seyi Makinde and Ayo Fayose in the evening. Isabella, in the evening time, roughly between 7 and 8 p.m. London time. Calculate the time from your end. It's going to be ruthless as well tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Wednesday, the 9th of January, I'll be back. And I want to treat Dapo Abiodun and I want to treat Seyi Makinde. And I want to expose, I've exposed the fraud perpetrated with Seyi Makinde sometime with the fire extinguisher saga, but with the current revelation by Ayo Fayose that Seyi Makinde got 50 billion naira from President Tinubu, I'm taking this a step further. You see, the battle that we are in at the moment is both physical and spiritual. And I tell you what, Nigeria must be salvaged from these hoodlums, blood-sucking parasites, and vultures. Because take it or you leave it, that country called Nigeria is already in the belly of vultures. So tomorrow, between the hours of 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock London time, I am coming back because I've made up the slides and everything. Dapo Abiodun is top of the list, then followed by Sheyi Makinde. It's getting interesting. But I want you to realize one thing, and I want you to remember something. I am not advocating for any of these blood-sucking parasites and vultures in that ridiculous contraption called Nigeria. What I am advocating for is a restructure. I'm not interested. Let's keep one Nigeria for now, but President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should start thinking about how to restructure that country. The hanky-panky games between Peter Obi, the ADC, and the PDP all joining together. You see, it's getting interesting. But tomorrow, every day, henceforth, I'll be coming live to actually enlighten you guys about what you were unable to see. But tomorrow, we're going to focus more on Dapo Abiodun and Sheyi Makinde and Ayo Fayose. Guys, today is Thursday, the 8th day of January 2026, and I've been online for the last 1 hour, 25 minutes and 30 seconds exactly. Join me tomorrow between 7 and 8 o'clock for another. You've never seen it, but you will see what you have never seen before. Let's bring tonight's stream to a close, and guys, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, all of you, and until that particular moment, I wish you a very good night, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So take good care of yourselves. Let's bring the stream to a close. Thanks for watching. Please share the stream. Until tomorrow, God bless you. Good night.
New Media TV, beyond the headlines. News in its purest form. If you've enjoyed this video or any of our podcasts or live streams, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, follow us, comment, share, and subscribe to our channels on Facebook and YouTube for more engaging content. We keep it simple, and your experience matters to us. It motivates us to provide you with more inspiring digital information. Liberty Media Communications. Live stream with confidence. Fewness of words, greatness of deeds. We empower people worldwide to stand up for their social or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video or live stream.